Hi, I'm Res, and in this video you are going to see Jozha playing as Empire battling Dwelf playing allies. The map is Fire Island, a medium-sized one with player placed in opposite corners, which promotes stacking up and expanding. The fact that the distance is quite big actually gives Empire player a chance of countering allies' Vindicator Cryo Rush, which is unlikely on smaller maps like Infinity Island. Now, onto the game. Jozha starts at the north, while Dwelf playing at the south. We're most likely to see the said air rush with the Vindicator and Cryocopter, where well-microed Vindicator drops just one bomb out of the 3 bombs he has with the aeronautics upgrade. Jozha is placing 1 barracks just to scout, probably. And Dwelf placing his walls using the bug. When you cancel the wall building, it actually gets you a wall for free. You can see it here. He destroyed it, but he didn't manage to destroy the last one, so it actually costed him a bug. Now he sees Apollo for the scouting, which will probably intercept this burst drone. Yes, and this Imperial Warrior, which is from selling the barracks. Yes, now we can see the Mecha Bay, which is the standard build order, 2 harvesters, nothing special. We can see the Vindicator intercepting another scouting on ally base, 2 bombs. And we can see another Vindicator, which is the second one refinery for Dwelf. A pretty standard marquee, camping Apollo to see the Tengus. Jozha is taking up to tier 2, you can see by how slow the bar progresses, so he's going for striker Vauxes. Now you can see there's probably the Cryocopter, but he stopped, and there's a delay because the harvester needed to handle the ore. So probably if not these walls, he could have this Cryocopter those 5-6 seconds faster. You can see the Vindicators bumping around, waiting for a kill, and the Cryocopter closing in to freeze the harvester. Yes, and Jozha still haven't got any units. He will probably pop 2 units that were quit, Mecha Tengu and a Striker VX, which is doing right now, trying to take the Cryocopter now. Well, where's the Apollo? Apollo was far away. Someone didn't make him manage. He loses his Cryocopter, and the Striker VX gets bombed. The Mecha Tengu transforms and avoids being shot down, and the rush slows down. Now we can see Jozha lost only 1 harvester, which is not likely to see in a good match, because if not the wall that did take the bugs and slow down the Cryocopter pop like 5 seconds. Also, the allied player could place the airfield closer to the edge, so he can make the distance between the bases smaller, and thus almost kill the second harvester, which you could see it was already almost frozen, which would allow it to be bombed. So the fact that Jozha is out of this with 1 harvester is only because allied player made it back. Now we see some standard spanking. Apollo using his flee ability to return. Now that allied players see the rush didn't work, he needs to gain the economic advantage while controlling the map with his superior air. So far, he builds fast expo, while Jozha masses his units, so he will be free to move on the map. He built a second harvester and continues, I believe, to build more units. You can see Apollo scouting. Picky spam, which is a pretty standard thing, because they counter pretty much everything from tier 1 anti-infantry to tier 3 mechanized units. And the second harvester here, 2 Vindicators running around the map, and we can see Jozha closing to the XP. Let's see, let's go. Yes, Jet Tengu micro, so he didn't get bombed. And Apollo's getting drawn by, but the Striker VXs, they actually could easily shoot this Tengu down, because they take so long to kill by the Striker VXs. They could like shoot it and fly away. This was a wasted opportunity. Now, this was a bad bombing run because he got a lot of hits. He should have moved his Apollos first, so they could have taken those initial shots and then just bomb the target. You can see Peki spam, which is supposedly to stop the harassment, but I don't see anything really coming here because his only power, the firepower, is the ground Tengu, while those Apollos prevent him from transforming into air and using the striker phalanxes in his air mode. Now, Peki is coming in, but 3 won't be enough to take this Tengu, but it will be badly damaged. But another one is coming, which is pretty much the end of this rush, so it's just to buy time for Jozha, who in meantime just expands, just like the allied player Dwelf, just to keep up. Well, he can keep with units so far, so he just tries to keep him busy. You can see some bombing run, wasted of course, and lost. This was a very bad micro. He should have bombed the striker phalanx and then return easily to his airfield. Another bad micro by the allied players. You can see more striker phalanxes from here, which seems Jozha is going to play stationary, while his tsunami tank used for harassment. He used his secondary ability, the shield, to close up because it not only gives you the defense boost but also a speed boost, which is significant. He's trying to pick up the harvester, but once it's into the repair area of the facility, mecha facility, then there's nothing he can do. We can see the tier 2 strategy tank busters pop from the ground and some serious punking. The surgical strike taking on the tank busters because they are the key, because he has no real means to counter them with the machines. He needs picket for it, but he's not making them. What happens here is the air superiority of Apollos, who's picking up everything that gets into air. Yes, exactly. And the ability, the sacrifices, they're pretty much useless. They just stand there and do nothing. Two pickers easily taking every target. And more bombing runs. Transform and Apollo. Yes, Apollo's taken in. So it's just buying time. It's not really going to be any effective, because while Jozha was able to defend, he's not gained air superiority now, and allied player is still owns the air. I don't know why he's not going for the mass mecha Tengu, which would be very nice to counter the air, but very situational then if allied players goes mass tanks and mass PKs, in which case they are useless. So you need to balance just to have that 1-2 more that you need in order to prevent allied from using his air, but not too many, since it will slow down your economy, your main force, and you will be a very weak player on the ground. Now we can see some scouting and picking targets, which it don't have any purpose. It's a stupid, almost wasted his Vindicator. In the meantime, we can see setting up the economy and standard Massino units. We are going to see Guardian tanks here and some few PKs. Peacekeepers are to counter the, I believe, non-existent now tank busters. The Empire tank, Tsunami tank, is the weakest tank in terms of mechanized combat tank in the game. It haven't got the most HP, it shoots weak rounds, so they need some other damaging support in order to fight effectively. You can see we've got 3 Striker Voixes and 4 Tsunami tanks against 4 Guardian tanks, and to my belief they are going to lose because they are just those slower. Yes, surgical striking kills the barracks, preventing the spam of tank busters. You can see Apollos moving in, so they counter the striker Voixes, and with more than half HP being rocketed down, they still manage to get everything down. Yes, the striker Voixes ain't the best choice here, because in air they are easily picked down, and on the ground they do pretty much nothing. You would need at least, I don't know, 6 of them to bring allied 1 plane down. In time it's bombs and runs. We can see more Guardian tank spam here from the 3 ordnance, the allied Gov. The Jozha actually got 4 expos, which gives him economical advantage, which is pretty nifty. For some reason, no one really captured the oil derrick. You see a barrack here, so you could easily send an engineer and get a 15 per 2 seconds easily, which would be a nice thing. We saw some spanking now, which is tank busters, tsunami tanks versus guardian tanks, and peacekeepers. It's not a really cookie cutter tactic. Oh, we see a tsunami tanking rushing in to take those peacekeepers, which counter the tsunami. And tank busters actually counter anything. Now we see some nice positioning on the units. Peacekeepers between the tanks and preventing from tsunami tanks crushing it. Now the striker for weeks is pretty useless. He'll just stay and do nothing. Jozha in pretty rough situation. 3 tanks against pretty much nothing. Yes, and we see them transform, and Apollo's coming in close in to get the kill. Which is those striker for weeks. I don't know why he keeps making them. If the Apollo Mecha Tengu wouldn't be a better unit to spam, you could always harass his vulnerable units out here. But instead he masses his tank busters and tsunami tanks. Again, this game could have been over if the allied player had built his airfield closer to the ramp, which would decrease the distance his air units need to travel, and if he didn't buy those walls, which cost him enough to delay the cryocopter for like 6 seconds, and as you could see here with the harvester, it was like 2 seconds to make him froze down and vulnerable to any attack to destroy it. At this point it could have been GG. Now I don't see any hard counters, only soft counters, because tsunami tanks are pretty much infantry counter, because they can close in and crush anything. Tank Buster being the counter to Guardian tanks, which are the counter to Tsunami tanks. So unless someone goes very bad on micro here, we're not going to see any final on this fight. Yes, the surgical strike really, they're doing the real damage. It was for a while like the Jozha was getting the upper hand by the surgical strike killing all the tank busters, and it's again to nothing. So both players, oh, we can see some Imperial Warrior spam, but it has stopped. Now the tank buster return. I believe tsunami tanks are going again. Now the wasted striker Vawix is that don't do nothing, that actually don't protect against the air, and can be transformed to the air mode, so they are the wasted bug. You can see Apollo scouting, and we can see the bow player have 4 ordnance controlled now, which is pretty equal in terms of economy. Yes, he detected it, but probably he's now a bit too busy to destroy it. Oh, we see the port, so probably Jozha scouted for the expo here, and will try to build a few mini subs to bring this expo down. The port costs only 1,000 bucks, and the yard costs 800. So for 1,800, you can probably get a mini sub which will disable the whole expo, which is a very nice and effective way. Now we could see the Imperial Warriors just charge and kill peacekeepers. I don't know how this happened, because usually the closer the target, the peacekeeper deals more damage. So he loses his peacekeepers and probably lost the fight because he has no counter to this the tank busters. So instead he just loses his force and could have lost the battle, so he needs to bust time to rebuild his force. So he chooses, instead of retreating, which would lure and lead the Empire player to his base, he chooses to drive him off to his base far away and give him some time to rebuild. This was the cause of the lost peacekeepers, but we see Jozha was pretty nice on man spamming to prevent those picky. We see some ground force control binds for the win. Now Jozha have got the critical mass of units that maybe needed to end this game. We can see the bomb, but it was badly placed. It has a 5-second delay on the tier 1, and he will easily avoid this bomb. Yeah, only 4 tank buster killed. Only PK spam, which will be crushed by tanks. Yes, Apollo still owning the air, still striker is making nothing. But still, he managed to get a huge force. I don't see really Dwelf recovering from this attack. Mass of units. Well, why did Dwelf really lose is because on this spunk attack he lost all his PKs, which was pretty much, and then he decided to lose his 4 Guardian tanks just to kill 1 Harvester, which wasn't rebuilt really, which is a bad thing for Jozha. Now that allowed Jozha to come us enough of units. We can see some MCV, last resort, to override. We can see, I think it's a GG right now because Jozha has the production line, the economy, while Dwelf having only the economy. Oh, we can actually see the MCV did manage to kill everything. The Pickies seems pretty happy about the thing that much of infantry just died. It was, if you could see the infantry, instead of just destroying the barracks, and I don't know, Imperial warriors could use their special ability and just run away. All tank busters just hide in the ground. They could one-shot the barracks and accomplish their goal, since there won't be anything to counter. And now we can see another picky spam and another tank spam, which, if Jozha won't respond to this fast enough, yes, we see Yaru mini-subs, say the Yaru mini-subs here, destroying the tech, low power, so the insta-pop tower wasn't good enough, but by simply moving them around, the turret won't be able. We can see pretty now Dwelf building a power core, while Jozha is attempting. We will see a power core soon. Yes, power core. So the turret is online, but then it can shoot the Yaris mini-subs, which will block the XP anyway. Oh, we see. I don't know if it's micro. You can see if it's a micro. No, it's not a micro. It's a bug that allows him to take this down. Well, here is the pretty much end of the game, because Dwelf doesn't have anything to stop him. Jozha right now, he can only buy his time. It seems Jozha has already won in Empire versus Allied Cryo-Windy Rush, which is a great thing. But then again, if the airfield was placed closer and the cryocopter build wasn't stopped by the cost of those walls, by those few precious seconds when the Insta Tengu and Insta Striker VX were coming from the Mecha Bay, it could have been a GG, because 2 harvesters down, economical disadvantage, and it's a GG. Well, I don't feel sorry for Dwelf. Well, he's playing allies, and that makes him not get much respect from me. Then he's using a cookie cutter I win tactic, which doesn't make a GG, it makes I win. And then he fails at it and gets slapped. We can see the last resort, 2 Mirage tanks and some picky spam being overrun by tanks. The Mirage tanks need to run from the tank busters. Yes. Oh, now nice, to prevent the chase he plants a bomb, which will prevent him from the bomb. But oh, not the best micro. They will die. Only 2 of them die. And we've got here a Mirage tank with almost a general veteran rank. Will be doing a huge amount of damage, almost to one-shot any unit. Yeah, you can see this one-shooting tanks. That's pretty OP. And Jozha is still on. We can see here it's on tier 2 only, but with that many units and no existing base, it's already GG. Run, Forest! Well, this game shows how to beat a allied Cryo-Windy Rush, but then the rush wasn't well executed. I believe it was just a copy-pasted build without the basic understanding of it, of the automation things. Oh, it's over the game already. Well, thanks for watching.